Welcome viewers, I'm Rob Lightning and you're on EXN, the Extreme Weather Network. Today we are confronted by two different extreme weather patterns. In the far north of this great brown land, a massive cyclone has developed off the coast and is just about to hit Cairns.
Thanks, Rod. This area in the mangroves is predicted to flood. In a couple of hours, the extreme winds combined with high tide could see Cairns underwater from a severe storm surge.
In Sydney, we're experiencing a heat wave condition to start the New Year's Day test.
Thanks, Rod. Well, as you can see, we're down here at the SCG for the traditional Boxing Day test between two arch rivals, Australia and South Africa. Now, it's going to be an extremely difficult match. It's squared at 2-all. And it's an absolute scorcher down here today. I'm sweating buckets. We'll be back in 5 minutes with the pitch conditions, and we'll also have the two captains for the toss. In the meantime, if you're coming down today, make sure you slip, slop, slap, and have a great day at the cricket. Back to you, Rod.
To be speaking with our resident expert, Sunny Day. He'll be explaining what is causing these extreme weather conditions we're experiencing. Now it's over to our intrepid man on the ground, Tim Bailey in Cairns. What's the weather doing there, Tim?
Well, it's so windy here it can blow the milk out of a cup of tea. It can blow a dog off a chain. I'm hanging on for dear life here, Rod.
So Tim, when are you expecting the worst to hit?
The eye of the cyclone is expected to cross in about half an hour, which will give short relief, but then it will intensify with the strongest winds being in excess of 200 k's an hour.
And Tim, what has caused the cyclone?
Well, the low pressure system has intensified over the last 3 days, feeding off the warm water from the Coral Sea.
Thanks, Tim. You better go batten down those hatches.
Not me. I'll be in the thick of it for EXN. Looks like a few drips and drops across rooftops for Cairns in the next few days.
Alright, let's now head out to Tony Gregg, who's at the SCG for the New Year's Day test. And Tony, looks like someone's turned the heat up.
Well, like I said before, it's an absolute scorcher out here today. There will be no players' comfort. The Australians have made a wise decision going into bat first. Now let's look at the pitch. Well, as you can see, we're already got cracks cracking over here. It's baked hard. It's got a crust on it. It's got a crust on it thicker than my wife's shepherd's pie. Now, if I try and get the key in, let's see what the effect is. Well, it's just not going in. There's not going to be much in it for the fast bowlers. It's going to be a world of pain.
Alright, now let's cross back out to Tony at the SCG, and he's with Ricky Ponting in the middle of the ground.
Well, I'm down here with Ricky Ponting, the Australian captain, and he has won the toss and elected to bat. So, Ricky, why have you chosen to bat first today?
Well, what do you think, Tony? It's, have a look around, it's bloody 40 degrees.
Well, you know why that's so, Ricky. There's a big high pressure system over Sydney that is causing these unseasonably high temperatures at the moment. Coupled with the westerlies, it feels like the Indian subcontinent out here.
Well, geez, thanks, Tony. I mean, if I wanted a full pitch and weather report, I would ask Warnie for that one.
Well, thanks, Ricky. No need to be like this. Anyway, good luck out there today, and back to you, Rod.
Thanks, Tony, for that report. Professional as always. Alright, now joining us is a guest professor from Paris' Sorbonne University, Sunny Day, who's going to be explaining some of these extreme weather conditions that Australia's been facing. Now, Sunny, can you explain what causes a cyclone? And why are they only found in Northern Australia?
Well, Rod, they are a low-pressure system that form over warm water of 27 degrees or more. Warm waters are critical because cyclones are powered off the release of latent heat from the condensation of water vapor.
Now, there are different categories of cyclones, aren't there, Sunny?
Well, that's right, Rod. They are categorized from 1 to 5 in strength.
And what's the most extreme, Sunny?
Well, that's a category 5, Rod. Winds of over 280 kilometers per hour, like the cyclone hitting Cairns at the moment. widespread destruction is assured.
Now, Sonny, reading the weather can be a difficult proposition. Could you walk us through some of the main factors that affect Australia's weather?
Here we have the formation of a tropical cyclone. It shows us the main characteristics of the formation of a cyclone. 1. They form over warm water of 27 degrees or more. 2. As the cyclone approaches the coast, it intensifies, turning into a Category 5 cyclone, with winds of over 280 kilometers per hour. And 3. When it reaches land near Cairns, the cyclone dissipates and eventually turns back into a tropical storm. This is what we refer to as the weather map or synoptic chart. It explains several factors that influence the weather. Isobars show areas on a weather map with the same air pressure. Air pressure is measured in hectopascals. We also have high pressure systems. Warm, stable weather and low winds are associated with these systems. Brisbane has experienced such weather at the moment. Cool, windy and rainy weather is associated with low pressure systems, such as the weather pattern being experienced in Perth. A cold front is defined as a transitional zone where cold air mass is replacing a warm air mass. When a cold front passes through, the temperatures will plummet. This is known in Australia as the southerly buster. Finally, when isobars are close together, it represents an area where wind is at the strongest. Bass Strait is experiencing these conditions at the moment. Back to the studio, Rod.
Thanks, Sonny. Sunny day there with his expert analysis on the insane weather we've been having today. Well, that about wraps it up from the EXN Weather Desk. You stay beautiful, Sydney. Don't go change it.